I am deeply angered and with a kick. You could say a kick against evil, a kick against all that has damaged our souls. I'm on a mission. I know that it's deeply important for me to access the Akashic Records, and it's also important for me to actually spend more time there. And yes, sit amongst the data, which I've done so much this morning, more than ever, really, especially in the conscious realm. I know that it's important for me to have more Akashic Records readings. However, it's very financially straining, to say the very least. Each reading costing $200 to $250, and that serves about 2 hours of time. What felt like, 2 hours, over 2 hours in the physical realm here, it was really like 20 minutes in the Akashic Records. And I really enjoy Chantel, and I do desire to book her again, although I'm being excessively hesitant in paying the price again myself. And in some aspect, you could say my ego or a part of me is being rude because I'm seeking, I guess, her to compromise her prices, or I'm not really sure how else to put that. So I'm thinking maybe I could book her for an additional kind of service that she offers on there, at least just so I can get her on the telephone. I don't know, I'm pretty desperate right now. My soul is really hungry. I know it's important for me to take an Akashic Records class, although I'm not certain that the classes that I will be paying for will give me everything that I'm looking for. So I may have to take multiple different classes. And for those of you that have been assisting my journey, I would much rather have people invest in my spirit and my overall well-being rather than buying me a really nice car or anything material. I know I do push the agenda of my wish list. However, none of that stuff really brings me satisfaction. I mean, many things there are useful material that I will definitely use on my physical experience in this life. I'm having a hard time also sharing with you some intimate parts of me that I actually shared in a text message with a good friend of mine. One thing that helps bring me back is when I see this. I've always had a very strong connection to animals. You could say I could talk to the animals. I've always had a deep connection to them, which is funny that I land across this website today where she offers Akashic Records classes through online. The first class is $100, and I definitely have intentions on doing that. For people that want to reimburse me, so something that my tax accountant has pointed out to me, so I can tax deduct these things, okay, because they're investments in my business and, my journey, and especially since I'm sharing everything with you, and that's kind of just what I do. I know it doesn't really make sense. So if people wanted to reimburse me, it's kind of like a wash. Like, the $100 you give me counts as income. However, since I spend the $100, it's tax deductible towards my business. So it's kind of a wash. So all of this kind of just like really stresses me out. And I have like this really bad thing, like this self-worth type thing where I have a hard time like paying for myself. I've spent like almost $500 like on this month alone, like on this spiritual journey. And it's starting to like really stress me out in some aspects because here I am like in this place, this room, where I keep thinking I want to move and I want my own space, and that the room is just really small and confining, and just how I really just like want to be on my own. And then meanwhile I'm spending anyway the same amount of money that I'd probably spend to have my own place by doing a spiritual journey, which maybe that's why I'm here right now, because I need to invest in those things. And like, I'm crying a lot this morning, like, I'm crying for my soul. Because I know that my soul, like, on a cosmic level, is like very tattered, to say the least. Like, my energetic shields are down, and that's also why I have many of my gifts. It's funny because I'm tapping into this information now as I channel it to you. Things that, like, I didn't see before, you know, maybe that's why I'm a huge empath, okay, because the shields are down and I've allowed things in while other people have very strong energetic fields and they've always been warriors in a sense where they don't let anyone in. And I've had like a lot of other things that have happened to my soul, and I know there's a lot of things that, you know, don't really resonate with me right now, and it doesn't really make sense, and it sounds really out there. And I'm attempting to disconnect and start over. However, I have to make almost spiritual amends and fix these things, and I can't really explain a lot of these things. A lot of these things I can just feel, and I've felt them my entire life. So just kind of having these Akashic Records readings have kind of given me a space that are kind of some sort of reassurance that I'm like not crazy and that all this makes sense. I've seen spirits since I was a kid, and as I aged, I made the choice to kind of disconnect them. And I found out the reason why I see them is because I'm what's called third order. And basically what that means is that spirits know to seek me out because I have a powerful essence to basically help them heal their soul and make transitions in and out. And it's not always human that come, and that doesn't mean they're demonic, okay? So please stay out of that low vibration. And I know that my soul has spent time with shamans, and I have a deep understanding of multiple different soul groups, different cultures. I've seen a lot, and I know that, and I feel it. This is just my own personal truth. It's just that stuff that you just know inside your heart. You just know so true, and there's no convincing you otherwise because you just know. It's your personal truth, and no one can take that away from you. And I've had this all my life. I've known all my life I have something huge to do while I'm here on this planet. I knew that my life was excessively valuable in some essence, though at the same time I battled a lot with self-worth and self-destruction, self-mutilation, um, multiple forms of self-destruction. I've compromised my soul many times. I've done so many things for other people just to please people, just to make other people happy because I guess I loved them and I loved them more than I loved myself. I've always been kind of a selfless individual, and it's very important for me to continue what I'm doing. And you could say it's important to you too, and I can feel that as well. And I'm not really sure how you can help. And I'm not one who's going to ask you for help. I know I have made some things very bold and direct through the help of my ego, basically telling you some things, and then this triggers the shadow, how the shadow can be good. And I have a lot more shadow work I would like to do with Heather. And the biggest thing pressing right now is this whole Akashic Records thing. I need more time with Chantel. I can't stop obsessing about that because I know that she can help me solve a lot of this. It's like a mystery, okay? And then I know that I'll be receiving a toolkit. I'm just like really losing my patience. I'm struggling to continue with my test that I've already began. I'm not sure if I had already ruined that because I'm on day 28. Wouldn't that be a crappy day to mess up because then you just start all over again, you know? I don't know if you know that or if you've been paying attention. I feel like Mad Hatter. I'm going completely mad as I go deep down the rabbit hole. And I can just feel my soul suffering. And my soul suffers on multiple different levels. I hurt when others hurt. I hurt when other galactic entities are suffering. I hurt when the earth hurts. I feel for animals. I feel for so much, and I'm struggling to tap into some of the things that I was channeling this morning as I was talking and texting to my good friend. It's a shame that I can't access that information to share with you right now. just know that there's a sense of urgency and a sense of sadness and misunderstanding. And this triggers my first Akashic record reading, which talks about how it feeds on confusion. Perhaps I could go ahead and start the quest that I've been given from that Akashic record reading, which I have not done yet. The cat's purr is very healing. I'm basically going crazy. Call me crazy. Though at the same time I know I'm not crazy. It just sucks to like be so aware of so many different things and like nobody believes you. And like how nobody can help you except for yourself. And I feel like I'm stuck behind all these bars. And I'm definitely pondering the extent of the truth that this world is just a hologram. I know you can feel things, like the physicality of like feeling. It's very complicated, and I don't think you realize how easily the brain can be conditioned in the circumstances of the human form. It goes so deep, and it's frustrating, and it's hard to wrap your head around all the different variables and all the things that are occurring, and it can literally make you sick. And it's so much easier to just focus on painting something, or focus on playing a video game, or focus on what you're doing now, but you're not really recognizing your soul and what it's doing to your soul. It's the same thing when you put stuff inside your body. Like, why are you choosing to not realize all the chemicals and all the things that you're putting inside your body? That's not natural. I'm time traveling in my mind as quick visionary type stuff. I'm so deeply touched and moved. I really would like to share with you my Akashic record readings, although it's going to be a huge process in order for me to edit those into a video, especially since I no longer have Windows Movie Maker. Apparently it's disconnected, and I have wiped my computer of all the old software that it had, which kind of sucks because I desperately miss that. I used to have Photoshop, I used to have all kinds of different things. It's funny, that's exactly how our souls are, you know that? It's like the memory itself is just wiped. Like, you have no memory of what happened to you before, though you are born in this world, and there's some things that you just know, and things that you just feel crazy because you don't understand why you have a deep connection to that. It goes very deep, and one must be excessively careful and conscious and tedious when approaching this type of journey. My cat is so precious. My precious baby. Oh, he knows I love him. You don't know what you can see. I just wish that you could see what I can see. I love you. This is why I need my own space. I'm too sensitive to this stuff. I feel like I need a house in the middle of the woods. That's what I really need. I don't know where to go. I paid for a year at the museum, so I feel like I have to write out this lease. I don't have to, I'm choosing to. It's most wise, is what my brain keeps telling me. I'm attempting to be more analytical and then not so much facing my emotions. It's getting long. I gotta go. Let's see what I can do. I love you.